G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the north side of the map, we've got Striker, who is playing as the English. His opponent, who spawns to the opposite side of the map, playing as the Holy Roman Empire, it is Core. This map is Mongolian Heights, and this game is part of the series between these two players in the Golden League. For anybody unfamiliar with the Golden League, $125,000 of Age of Empires for goodness. Every weekend between 15 GMT and, oh geez, it seems to end about, what is it, 21 GMT? Sometimes it can run pretty late. So yeah, any weekend for the next couple of months, you're going to be able to find them on Twitch. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can find it out, but make sure you check it out. Make sure you say good day because it is a lot of fun, and we are out there all the time having some fun. So let's talk a little bit about this matchup. Let's talk a little bit about this map and what we can expect to be happening. Now, first and foremost, we already begin to see a little bit of shenanigans coming out. It is Striker going for an early barracks here, and this is going to deny a couple of things from his opponent. Now, Core, on the other hand, hasn't scouted out this early barracks. Instead, he's gone for a double scout opening. He's going to bring back plenty of sheep for himself to do that, but interestingly doesn't scout the men-at-arms coming in. Where is that men-at-arms? Yeah, where did that men-at-arms go? Oh, he's down here. So I think what we see Striker doing is Striker is actually looking for a dock right now, and we don't see a dock, and that's something that we would typically see on this map. But interestingly, it seems that the meta has developed in the off-meta, because that's what this weekend, this is off-meta picks. So that's the reason why you don't see Delhi. That's the reason why you don't see, I was going to say the Ottomans. Why would you dare see the Ottomans? Who knows? Maybe I'm dropping a hint. Maybe I'm just retarded. Either way, the Mongols. You would normally see the Mongols, you'd normally see China, those sorts of civilizations. Here, we're mixing it up a little bit. So Striker going to be coming in onto the gold mine, looking to do a bit of damage here. Villagers going to be struggling to gather up all the resources here with the men-at-arms hitting them. But keep in mind, there is a prelate that is standing nearby, ready to begin healing up the villagers, and indeed that is what he's going to do. You can see he's going to move nice and close, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough to sustain the hits that are being taken by the men-at-arms. Indeed, it is not, and you can see that villager going to be dying unless it makes its way out, and indeed it does make its way out. Scout also going to be turning its attention towards this men-at-arms, very slowly tickling it away with 100 health and just doing 1 damage at a time. Second men-at-arms now going to be coming in, and Core going to be struggling because he's sitting right now on 198 gold. He looks to gather up 1 gold apiece from these villagers. Indeed he does. He drops it off. He gets 3 gold for his hard work and manages to make his way back towards his town center. But you can see the damage already being done by these early men-at-arms opening, and we are starting to see them take over the meta. The early men-at-arms meta is indeed taking over. And the question is, where do we go from here? What can we expect? Now, out of Core, you would probably expect that he's going to be looking for a fast Imperial. For him, it's about getting up to the Imperial Age as quickly as possible, getting to that Palace of Swabia, and looking to pump out those villages non-stop. Ideally, he'll be going for the Regnitz Cathedral. He'll be looking to secure up a couple of relics here as well. But keep in mind, he's got other options that are open to him. He can always go for a colonial play. Oh my god, I'm thinking of Age of Empires 3. Apologies. He could go for a feudal age play with some men-at-arms, because he is playing up against the English. And men-at-arms for the English, obviously available in the second age, available in the first age. But they do pretty decently against those men-at-arms with something like the Minework Palace. Because if you're going for the Minework Palace, you're going to have a faster moving men-at-arms. You're going to have a cheaper armor men-at-arms. So it just makes it more viable. Third men-at-arms now coming out for Striker, looking to apply pressure to the wounded area. And we do see that he's got quite a few villagers on gold over here. 6 villagers on gold at this early stage of the game. Going to be potentially, yeah, he's 100% going to be going idle here. He's got 2 villagers gathering up. He's gathering up the... we do indeed have a Minework Palace coming down. But he is going to be going idle here. You can see villager production has paused to a halt. Build order needing a little bit of help right here. 2 villagers going to be tapping away that. It's going to take some time before it gets up. And now men-at-arms going to be going down in the base. Striker losing, and men-at-arms. Core going to be happy with that little pickup. A little victory. It's the little victories that matter. Minework Palace going to be coming in. Minework Palace? Yeah, Minework Palace. I always forget. Is it the Minework Palace? Is it the Minework Chapel? There was actually a game that I casted where I was calling it the Minework Chapel. And I anchored to that so much that even in the thumbnail, I called it the Minework Chapel. And the title, I called it the Minework Chapel. And then everyone's like, question mark, wrong landmark name? Wrong landmark name? What is this? And then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. We're sticking with it. It's Minework Chapel. So it's the Minework Palace, though, that is going to be coming out today. Scout just looking to try and distract these 2 men-at-arms. Keep in mind, the Scout literally does nothing. It is scratching these units. They take 1 damage from the Scout. So do not be alarmed by that Scout. But now we see a bit of the consequence of not going for that early lumber camp. and is the fallout here that we start seeing. So, as an example, we did see the villagers beginning to go idle, villager production going idle here. Players still yet to make any advance towards the middle. And there's a couple of reasons why this might be. Number one, again, obviously against the English, you've got men-at-arms that you are going to have to deal with. So you don't really know the timing of the dock versus the men-at-arms. It could be bad. The second thing is, even if you do get that dock up against the English, well, you're going to be contesting longbows that are going to be able to outrange your position. So do you really want to go for that? And at the end of the day, as the Holy Roman Empire, your main goal is just to get up to the third age. Does fishing really help you doing that? And the answer is no, it doesn't actually. But now villagers going to be losing their life. One villager goes down on the gold mine. Got to be careful here, Striker, as he... Oh my gosh, I'm not sure if you guys saw that. Striker went to drop off his gold, but accidentally repaired the mining camp. Big mistake. It always happens, though. It's very frustrating to deal with that. But I don't think there's any way to turn that off. I think you just got to use the command, the hotkey. There is a hotkey to drop off resources, I think. I want to say there is. I don't even know. I don't know. I guess there's not. Outpost now going to be coming up here as well for Core. A lot of pressure on this gold mine. He's really struggling with it. Now Scout going to be trying to get in on the mix as well. Villager, it does look like he does get repelled. The town center going to be able to provide enough of a repelling defense in this situation. But now back towards the middle of the map, it looks like Striker going to be going for a dock down towards the south side. At the same time, he has reached the second age. We do see the first longbow as well as the first spearman making their way out of the gates. Boar up towards the north. Going to be ignored for this map. At the same time, where's the second boar? Oh, there it is. I was looking down towards the south. I'm like, where is this second boar? Surely there's a second boar down towards the other side. Prelate now coming out. We'll check in with Core, see how many prelates he's got. Only going with the one prelate. So this is interesting. Now, obviously, he couldn't have really made a second prelate yet just because he doesn't have the gold to do it. And this is part of the English strategy. Because English... When you open men-at-arms, the idea is that you're not going to prevent your enemy from getting up to feudal. That's going to be very difficult to do. You're not going to be able to make that kind of trek in the time that you've got. But what you can do is you can really create issues for your enemy. You are in their base. You are denying them from their gold, whether that's a castle that they're thinking about, whether that's just adding in a second prelate, whether that's making men-at-arms. It is, you're denying them gold and you're doing a lot from that. But now we see these scouts do spot out the dock coming down in the middle of the map from his opponent. Striker definitely going to be intent on defending that. Prelate making its way back as well to the town center, just doing a little bit of a jog. Do we see a second prelate coming out shortly? It doesn't seem to be the case, and ideally you'd love to have one. There is no Ark and Chapel down, so a second prelate in on this wood line going to help out a huge amount, going to help out immensely with that gather rate. So we'll look to see how Core plays it, but has gone with the Minework Palace. Still no upgrades coming through just yet. Instead, going to be going for arrow slits. Now, keep in mind, the Holy Roman Empire do get cheaper emplacements on their buildings, and as a result, it means that he's going to be able to add in arrow slits, emplacements, bombard cannons, all that sort of stuff at a cheaper price. And so that's going to help him out a bit once the mid game gets reached. But we'll look to see how he plays it. There's a few different ways that you can do it as the Holy Roman Empire. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually started to see that become meta. Imagine if they started pushing forward with like relics and emplacements on towers and they just made so freaking many. Dude, I'm totally going to do that. What if I'm going to do like a game where I just made entirely bombard towers or towers with relics on them. Oh, that would be crazy. We got to do it. We got to do it. Striker now scouting out his enemy. We can see that he's actually researching horticulture. And this is quite curious. Researching horticulture at the same time as going onto water. Why is this curious? Why is this interesting, you might be wondering? Well, hold on a minute. Why do you need horticulture when this is going to be a large part of your food economy? Well, that is an interesting question, and I don't know the answer. Horticulture, probably you want to save it until you're on about maybe 15, 20 vills, and then you could start thinking about horticulture. Still yet to get in wheelbarrow, though, so I would have ideally been going for that, but now Men-at-Arms is going to be coming out, looking to do some damage here. Picking a fight with the Spearman on the front line. At the same time, Scout's looking to do some damage. Does actually have that +1 armor coming through. Keep in mind, he does get that discount from his Minework Palace. Also going to be looking for marching drills here. This is going to be buffing up the prelate's movement speed as well. As the Men-at-Arms. Now, these guys might not look very fast, and to be honest, they're really not. 1.12 movement speed, compared to the longbows that are the exact same movement speed. But when they actually get their charge out, they get a nice little movement speed buff, and they can combine that with marching drills. That's going to make them move even faster, so you can see the charge coming through there. We'll see if we can try and track it down. But 1.24 movement speed, that's the marching drills coming out now. And when we see that charge happen, let's pay attention and look for that charge. You can see that longbow's having such a difficult time in this scenario. But you can see the movement speed that comes out. These guys do have rockets in their pockets, so you got to watch out for them, especially because the longbows do move quite slow. But now the charge comes out. I keep missing it every single time. We're just going to be watching that. I really want to see what the movement speed is because those things do move very, very quickly. But now Striker continuing to push through in the middle of the map. He manages to hold at the moment. It looks like Core has decided that it's not worth his time to be actually going for it. But now at the same time, we've got a Doc coming down from Core in the middle of the map. So potentially looking to challenge. There's the charge coming out. 1.58 movement speed. These guys basically move as fast as a knight. 1.58 movement speed. They are gap distances or gap closes. Let's go with that. They close the gap very effectively. 1.58 movement speed, and now going to be able to chase back the rest of these longbows here. And they struggle though. That's the big thing. We don't see the +1 attack coming through just yet for these longbows, but when we do, it's really going to be a struggle because at the moment, was that a scout? I think that was a villager that just disappeared into the river there. But now we've got a galley coming out. Striker going to be under pressure on the water as the galley moves down the river. At the same time, do we have a galley coming out from him? Indeed we do. It's going to be a galley coming out from him. Galley going to be looking to try and do some damage down towards the south, but keep in mind he's going to have defender's advantage. Not only that, but we do see an outpost that was going to be going up on the shoreline here for our English player. And now the galley looking to lose a lot of health here is met by an enemy galley, is met by the longbows, met by those villagers that were potentially looking to drop down that outpost. Now we see it coming up in the middle of the map. Longbows looking to try and defend the villagers. At the same time, they're going to have to fall back. You see the men-at-arms just doing so much work in this position. And it's just a few men-at-arms. It's not even a lot of men-at-arms. Like, let's be honest. It's just a handful of men-at-arms against a massive amount of English longbows. But behind this, let's check in. Does he have the wheelbarrow upgrade? Still not wheelbarrow. What is the thinking behind this? And for anybody wondering, at the top of the screen, you'll see Striker's rank. And you'll see it's at like 15,000 or something. That is because there's a lot of people called Striker, and the way that the lookup works on this program, I think it just takes the first Striker it finds, and then it just gives that. It just says this is the guy. So unfortunately, this is not the real Striker. This is not the Striker you're looking for. The real Striker, I think, he's top 100 at the moment. So Core definitely going to be looking to struggle against him. Let's say that much. Core now going to be fighting a 2v1 on the water. At the same time, Galley needs to be careful about how much damage it takes. You can see it falling back, and Core going to be going for counter walls on the crossing here. Unfortunately, not taking the primary position here. Does manage to fall back. He's going to be able to get healed up by that position. Now, one of the things to note, we do have a couple of interesting techs, including Fire Station, which is actually Core going for the unique Holy Roman Empire technology. It is that the repair rate of docks gets increased by 100%. I love to see it. I love to see it. Core going for this upgrade. At the same time, Striker has access to shipwrights. This is a unique technology for the English, and this reduces the cost of their ships by 10%. So while Core may have healthier ships, the English may have more of them. Or just cheaper built. Like, maybe these ones were built in China. Drongo, that was unnecessary. You didn't need to say that. No, but it's true, Drongo. The manufacturing costs in China are significantly lower than those in Western Europe. It is just a fact. But now Core still yet to really go up to the next stage. At this point in time, we can see he's still... Look at the beautiful base building coming out from Core. Core actually looking like he's playing part in a base building episode. I think he's left just enough room for a barracks to come through, but you can see the way that he's left enough farm space in here. It's a beautiful base. I gotta compliment you, Core. Your base building right now, 10 out of 10, mate. 10 out of 10. But now down towards the south, Core going to be walling up. So we've got counter walls coming down. The only real passage is the one in the middle, and Striker going to be walling it up and saying, you know what, Core, you can keep your healthy ships over that other side of the river. I'm going to be keeping mine down towards this position, and we'll happily farm, we'll happily fish as much as we can. But now Longbow is going to be moving around the wood line. You can see they're beginning to potentially look to digress. I'm not sure exactly what they're looking to do. They're looking to come into this position, but now it looks like Core actually going to be coming in with the backdoor maneuver. All the men-at-arms doing their Superman swings and coming to blows with all the longbowmen. At the same time, we see that the English longbowmen slowly moving back towards that position. The outpost going to be buffing them up with that little bit of extra attack speed, but at the same time, they're losing their lives and falling back towards those galleys, and they are indeed going to be held very healthy. Because those longbows just doing so much damage against those horsemen. You can see the longbows, they don't have their +1 attack just yet. So Striker missing out on a couple of core upgrades. No wheelbarrow upgrade despite almost being in the castle age. No +1 either. We don't even see a blacksmith coming down from him. I kind of wonder if this horticulture was intentional from him or whether it was meant to be a wheelbarrow. Very curious decision. No specialized pick. No double broadaxe. What is Striker up to? That is very curious. King's Palace now going to be coming down for him as well. Why would he go for Horticulture of all things for his upgrades? This is a head scratcher to say the least. But now on the other side of the map, we do see the age up coming through for Core. Now, one of the changes that we will talk about on this map, as well as all maps that are divided by a river like this, is that there are now 6 relics. So that is correct. You've got 1, 2, 3 relics on either side of the crossing. So because of the way that relics were divided previously, where one player would get 3 and one player would get 2, it would always be advantageous for the player that got 3. And so what did the devs do? Well, they just made it so both player got 3. And because you couldn't really spawn them in the middle on the crossings, actually, now that I think about it, that would have been pretty cool. 1 safe relic for both players, and then every other relic gets put in the crossings in the middle. Yo, that would have been cool. Why didn't you do that? That would have been sick. You should have done that. That would have been so much cooler. But now, one of the things to note, we hear Core immediately picking up his relic upon aging up. The Regnitz Cathedral only going to be able to carry 2 of those relics. Not going to be able to carry 3 anymore. It used to be 3, but it has been reduced significantly. So now we check in on Core. Let's see what kind of upgrades he's got. No wheelbarrow coming through for Core either. What rank are these players? I just want to clarify, because neither of them are getting any of their economic upgrades at this point in time. We've got no specialized pick, no lumber, or no wooden double broadaxe, no fertilization, no wheelbarrow coming through for Core, but he has got a lot of his military upgrades. You can see he has, of course, got marching drills. He's got his +1 ranged armor, his +1 melee attack, and now we see the archers down towards the south going to be moving into position up against this outpost. Now, keep in mind, there's a relic standing by, ready to be placed into this outpost. But at the same time, we've got a relic back here that's going to be thrown into this Regnitz Cathedral. It's already sitting on 1 relic now. A market going to be dropped down. Core knows exactly what he's up to. And Core beginning to build up a decent mass of men-at-arms. Still yet to get the upgrades on them. We see he's going up to the age 3 men-at-arms, as well as looking to get wedge rivets, and as well as decarbonization. Also going to be going for military academy. A lot of these upgrades are just so damn cheap because of this Minework Palace. And in addition to that, keep in mind, they also now research faster because of the Minework Palace. But now we see that outpost in response going to be coming out from Striker. He's looking to try and take control of this side of the river, and he really wants to avoid his enemy taking control. But we do see a Springald emplacement coming down in this position. A very cheap emplacement, and all the men-at-arms come rushing out of the Stealth Forest, looking to do their Superman swings, doing huge amounts of damage here. Men-at-arms going to be absolutely cleaning house, as the Longbowmen still yet to grab their +2 upgrade. Still only got +1, but you can see 6 armor coming out for the men-at-arms, and it looks like he actually falls back. He says, you know what, there's too much damage coming out from these galleys, and he's 100% right. 12 damage. Now we can see the +2 has come out, but 12 damage with 5 shots. These guys melt through the men-at-arms. Have a look here. You can see how much damage gets done. We'll take a look at Striker, how much damage is doing. Look at the he turns around. He's basically half healthing that men-at-arms. So much damage gets done by those units. But now we see the outpost going to be going down. Villagers trying to make it out. 4, 2, 1. It goes down. The relic gets dropped as well. And now going to have to be heading back. We see that relic gets picked up. Do we see a Wallalol come out? Doesn't look like it's going to be the case. And now more men-at-arms are going to be coming out. These are Vanguard men-at-arms, age 1 men-at-arms against their fully fledged Fortress Age, Castle Age veterans. Veteran brother. But now, the relic in the outpost, for anybody wondering what it does, it's going to be increasing the range of the outpost, but it also acts as a pseudo-monastery. So you can store the relic in the outpost. You still get the gold every minute. So, as you guys know, a relic, when it's picked up, when it's dropped inside a monastery, it drops off 100, or it gives you 100 gold a minute. Even when it's in the outpost, it's still going to be giving you that 100 gold a minute. So it's like, as the Holy Roman Empire, it's just more efficient for you to just be making outposts and putting your relics inside them. Unless you're looking for one of those cool upgrades that you get. Because I do think the Holy Roman Empire actually get an interesting amount of upgrades. But now Core, somewhat stuck in the Castle Age. He's not really looking to get up to the Imperial Age at this point in time. You can see he's intent on adding more docks to the middle of the map, but now his enemy's going to be pushing through. Now keep in mind, there were walls that were dividing these two, but it looks like it has been deleted, and Striker now going to be able to break through and take full control of the water. We see that a second, it looks like a Hulk actually going to be coming out in this position, but already a Hulk for Striker has come out. And now Striker just continuing to funnel units into the middle of the map. Hulk going to be doing a dance, but unfortunately no dancing going to be able to save it here. At the same time, second Hulk going to be going back. We're going to be going down there. It is indeed oh my lord, 18. It survived with 8 health for a second there. It goes down. All right, it goes down. And with that, I think the striker is going to be winning the water. I don't think there's any real way. Whoa, my lord, Core. Jeez, what are you doing, buddy? I don't think there's any real way that Core is going to be somehow winning the water back. The English have got a very good foothold on the water, and at this point in the game, you definitely have to point in all directions to striker having an advantage. Keep in mind he's got 2 town centers. Keep in mind he hasn't died as the English, and the longer the game goes on, the better for him. The main issue that he's got, no wheelbarrow coming through for him, no specialized pick coming through for him, actually opting for a second mining camp on this gold vein, even though he's got 160 gold left in it. Interesting decisions coming out from these players, but plenty of I gotta say, I love the way that the lumber camps have come through this wood line here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's put down plenty of lumber camps here, and now dropping down another mill. Also going for a siege workshop, so looking to begin investing into siege. And I love the way that the production sits here on the front line. Very, very well played for him. When it comes to the stable, still we don't see too many stable units coming out just yet. It's going to be knights as well as a lot of men-at-arms, as well as those veteran longbows. So a nice little composition beginning to build up at this point for striker. Core on the other side, still yet to add in too many different compositions of units. You can see the Landsconnects have made their way out onto the field. These guys do like to move a little bit faster, 1.38 movement speed. Village is getting cleaned up down towards the south. He was trying to get himself back onto the water, but Core going to be repelled once again by those knights, and now knights making their way out. You can see the Landsconnects just charging with so much speed, 1.72 movement speed, actually enough to chase down the knights, and now the knights going to get put into a hard place right here, as all of the infantry units, somehow they managed to survive with such small amounts of health left. How does he do it? And now down towards the south, Core, despite trying, is going to be denied water once again. So very well played from his English opponent to be able to seal up the deal. And now we see the push beginning on the north side of the base here from Core. Plenty of units coming out here from him. But the real issue that he's going to have is once these units push in, they're going to be able to idle the economy. And we can see as a result, we've got him moving down towards the south side. So almost anticipating it, that it would be happening. And Core definitely intent on going to the Imperial Age. At this point in time, Core wants to get to the Imperial Age. You got to remember, the Palace of Swabia is what his goal is. That bad boy acts as 3 town centers, and they all train at a very affordable rate. But now another raid going to be coming in. Just turn around and just attack them. They've got barely any health on them, Core. You can do it, I believe. But instead, Core gives up. He evacuates the dance floor. Probably the right decision. I think I said probably. Probably the right decision there. Probably the right decision. Is that a transport ship? That's a transport ship. What are you doing out, mate? I guess he's tanking? Is he looking to tank damage? Springald emplacement on this outpost is going to be doing work, though. Definitely going to buy him a bit of time, a bit of space down here. Knights moving down into the corner at the same time. A couple of men-at-arms and a crossbow working together in tandem. The classic English raiding party coming through, finding their way onto the back deer here, doing a bit of scouting, and now turning their attention towards a single villager that they're going to be taking out, and going to be forcing Core to head back towards the pavilion, once again being forced out from these positions. At the same time, towards the south, Core going to be getting cleaned up here. Not actually cancelling the dock, so might potentially lose that wood if he's not careful. And now Horseman going to be cleaning up these units that have made their way back towards this point. But Core struggling. You can see he's sitting on 1,200 gold at the moment. He's got 16 villagers that are gathering up that gold. But he is struggling to make any sort of food economy work for him at the moment. He's just... There's no farms out for him at this point in the game. He doesn't want to commit to farms. He knows it's a difficult sell. If he goes into farms at this point, he's going to be admitting that his food economy is in shambles, and instead decides to be going towards the deer out on the northern, I guess it's the northern flank, more of the western flank, but does leave himself quite exposed. Berries are out in the middle of the map, always going to be available, but it's these backberries that are still existent out here. He needs to be looking on, or watching out for these knights. You can see they've still got plenty of health on them. I say that, 30 health out of 230. It's not that much. But now in the middle of the map, Mangonel's beginning to move out. I'll just take a quick swig of my drink. This is this is not a Surfshark drink, fellas, for anybody wondering. This is a Gamer Sups drink. You can check the link in the description. We'll be leaving that one there for you. There it is, the Gamer Sups. This is a Gamer Sup drink. Give me a second here. We are not on the Red Bull anymore. That is delicious. Yes, that is correct. I'm on a health kick. For anybody wondering... I was actually approached by Gamer Sups, and they mentioned, "Hey, Drongo, we're interested in sponsoring you. Are you into like sugar-free drinks?" And I was like, hell yeah, I'm into sugar-free drinks. I drink Red Bull, but I don't drink the sugar-free version. I don't like the taste of it. But for me, the Gamer Sups one, I actually love the taste of it. So doing a little bit of shilling here, but in all honesty, make sure you check them out. My personal favorite is the pineapple one. It is a very good one, but I'm Australian, and apparently Australians love pineapple. So another alternative, Blue Raz. I really like the Blue Raz. That was good. I'm going to ask them to send me more Blue Raz. But yeah, no longer am I going to be the Red Bull Drongo. It is indeed, I have changed allegiance. I've turned sides. But now down towards the south, look at the mass that is coming out here for Core. And I can't help but feel like Core's got a big mass, but he's not doing much with it. I'd love to see him move in towards the middle of the map. At the same time, Boar towards the north going to be taken here from Core. Core really looking to avoid going onto farms. At this point in time, I feel like it's the no farming challenge. You can see him dropping down farms in the base, but he is just like, no, I never want to make farms. I'm going to go to every deer patch. I'm going to go to every deer patch. I'm going to go to all the berries. I'm going to take them. I'm going to exhaust them. And then finally, I'll make farms if you force me to. But now Striker back on the other side, gathering up plenty of resources. You can see on the woodline, it looks like he is going to be able to push in. At the same time, where is Core's army? I feel like Core's army should be down here. It's up towards the north. You can see Core really having a bit of difficulty at the moment, micromanaging on multiple fronts. He's got spears up towards the north, but ideally should have the men-at-arms down towards the south. And now going to be able to clean up these forces. I say clean up the forces. He only takes out one of the knights. 4 of them do manage to get away with quite a high amount of health. And Core forgetting to wall in the wall all the way to the edge of the wall. Interesting decision, Core. I'm not sure exactly why this is. Was there? No, I don't actually know. Why did he decide to do that? What's the theory behind that? But now we begin to see stone walls coming up in the middle of the map, and Striker is looking to try and take control of his opponent's side. Well, actually, I've hit the wrong button. There we go. Core is in red. Core is not in blue. Yeah, now you can see that Striker going to be looking to try and clean up this position down towards the south. He's had a great fishing economy, and we do a villager stock take. You see he's on 57 villagers Core is, compared to his opponent who's on 97, so there is a big difference in their economies at this stage of the game. Now it looks like a little bit of a push going to be coming out here. Core, do not be scared. Do not be scared, my friend. Just push out. Go and take this. You can completely take this. The only issue you're going to have is a transport ship evacuation, but even then, you're just completely destroying it. Springles on the back line doing a great job. We enter into the cinematic mode right now as we begin to witness in all of its glory Core's army coming down the battlefield. You do a great job with the spearmen as well as the Landsconnects looking to come in. A bit of a split coming through at the same time on the back line. You can see the Hulk's going to be firing off together with the galleys. All of this infantry wants to be focusing down on the longbows. The longbows standing very strong, very steadfast in this position. It looks like the villagers on the stone walls do get cleaned up. Springle's doing a great job here of forcing back the Hulks. Fishing boats trying to heal them up, but at the same time, no mangonels coming out whatsoever from Core. It would have really made the difference in this position, but now Core going to be giving up. You know what? He says, it's just too much. I can't take it on, and he's going to be losing a lot of units as a result in the retreat. You know, something I didn't realize, but in war, like, the majority of the casualties are from the retreat. I didn't realize, but yeah, war, terrible. It seems like it wasn't the case here for Core, though, as he continues to retreat, but at the same time push forward. And now manages to go their other way. So at this point in time, you'd kind of say that the advantage has got to be towards Striker. He's sitting on the 2 town centers. His opponent's still yet to go to Imperial. And that's the big thing. Core is spending a lot of time in Castle. We're at 26 minutes into this game at the moment. And as a result, it means that he has not been able to get that Palace of Swabia. And that is what's important to him. He needs to get that Palace of Swabia up. Up towards the north, we see still is yet to close that position. And now finally he's going to have the resources to get up to the next stage. Where does it go down? Goes down on the wood line. A little bit of a vulnerable position, but I guess it's still towards the back of his base. But all of his landmarks somewhat all close by. Normally with the Palace of Swabia, I'd love to see this guy at the back like this, because this landmark is so important. If this landmark goes down, you know, a couple rams come in from this angle, this Palace of Swabia goes down, it's going to be so difficult to get it back up, just because that is the powerhouse. That is where the German economy, the Holy Roman Empire, the Holy Roman Empire, economy comes from. It is that Palace of Swabia. But now we see a keep going to be moving forward here. Striker trying to get it up. Villagers going to be taking a fair bit of the brunt here. At the same time, the Springle's just picking off the villagers one by one. He's trying to get this keep up, but you've got to ask the question whether it's worth it for him, because he's going to be losing so many villagers. It looks a bit doubtful as to whether it goes up. Landsconnect's going to be coming out on the front line. At the same time, Springle's on the back line actually picking these off, and it looks like the keep is going to be going up. Lord Doubt, he's not going to be smiling upon this keep from Striker today, even though there's only a handful of villagers on it. In fact, actually, is this outpost taking out the villagers? It does have an increased range. Keep in mind, there's 9 range. Actually, no, it doesn't have the increased range. There's no relic inside it. So just going to be firing down upon the keep, and now the Springles once again moving forward, looking to take out the Springles of his opponent. Imperial Age has reached for Core. He's finally going to be able to have that printer printing, but keep in mind, it is the nerfed printer. It's not as quick as it used to be. This bad boy producing villagers 1 every 6.66 seconds, and not once every 5 seconds. It used to be 5, now it's 3.33, and you can see the villagers cost a little bit more as well. They cost 17 food. Actually, they changed? No, they didn't change the cost. The cost of villagers is still the same in respect to its reduction, so that is fine. Obviously, they used to be 12, but that was because they were 1/4 of the speed, or rather 4 times the speed. And now Knights falling back towards the wood line. Going to be caught between a rock and a hard place, or rather, I should say, a tree and a hard place, because the hard place is definitely the men-at-arms, because they have got their pokey swords. But now we begin to see Striker continuing to pull forward. Keep in mind, he is in the 3rd age at this point in time, still yet to go to Imperial, but his economy is booming. Please tell me he's got Wheelbarrow. Please tell me he's got Wheelbarrow. Thank the Lords. He has got Wheelbarrow. He's also... Nope, doesn't have Specialized Pick. Doesn't have double broadaxe. All right, for anybody watching this at home, use the 28-minute mark in your game as a little bit of like a mental reset. Say, all right, you know the game's into 28 minutes now? I should check. Have I got my upgrades? Have I got my wheelbarrow? Yeah, I do. Have I got my fertilization? No, I don't. I do have my horticulture, but I don't have fertilization. Have I got my specialized pick? No, I don't. Maybe I should get it. I got 37 villagers gathering gold on this map right now. Maybe I could invest in 15% gather rate increase for them. Perhaps. Just... Use that 28 minutes as a guideline. Use that as a 28-minute guideline. But now Core, continuing to build up that economy, he's slowly getting himself back into the game. You can see he's on 81 villagers at the moment compared to Striker, who's on 116. So Striker has built up a significant lead, and now he's going to have the resources to get towards that Imperial Age. So going to be looking to drop down the landmark. Ideally, you'd be going for somewhere... I mean, you could go for a front position like this, and I think that's pretty decent, considering you've already got the keep down when it comes to dropping that down. But it looks like instead we are going to be going for the Wingard Palace. No, going for the Berkshire Palace. This is an interesting spot for the Berkshire. When it comes to the Berkshire Palace, I would honestly be like... It is protecting this choke point, but at the same time, you've already got a keep down here. And yeah, there's a bombard out, but you've got a Berkshire Palace. Berkshire Palace is going to be doing so much work against these bombards. You get yourself the cannon emplacement, and that is it. Like, you're not going to be losing that. But, I mean, interesting decision. Now we start to see stone walls going across the middle of the map. So Striker beginning to prepare for the late game. Down towards the south, just going to be palisade walls up towards the north. Where are they? Palisade walls up towards the north as well. So stone walls in the middle. But now Imperial Age reach for both players, and we enter into the Imperial Age. As now we see that Core is beginning to push out. He's got his bombard. He's pushed through the first keep, and now going to be turning his attention towards more siege, potentially. We'll take a look at his production right now. It's going to be the 1 siege production facility. Ideally, in this position, as the Holy Roman Empire, you'd probably want to be looking at 2 or even 3. My understanding of the best composition for the Holy Roman Empire is 3 bombards, 3 mangonels, and the rest of it just infantry. Just like a mix of like lance connect, spear, and man-at-arms. That is literally the dream combination. So we'll see if Core goes to that. But he's going to be slowly working through these walls, making his way towards the front. But keep in mind, obviously, we do have that Berkshire Palace that has come down for Striker. So he's going to be able to hold on by the edge of his seat. But now villagers moving forward, trying to take down that stone gate. And one of the things you see is as that stone gate gets destroyed, the entire wall around it also gets destroyed. Now, this is not something that happens when you actually destroy individual segments of the wall. So as you can see, this segment of the wall gets destroyed, but these 2 segments are perfectly fine. These are perfectly alive. So, you know what? I feel like stone walls are a little bit too strong, and I can't help but feel like maybe it should be changed so that if you are constructing a stone wall like this and you lose a piece of the stone wall, that it destroys all the stone walls that are around it. At least the immediate 2, like the ones immediately adjacent to it. But now Carrick going to be coming out for Core. Core looking to try and find a way back into the water. Carrick is going to be his choice here. Carrick range is 8 tiles in total. So this is the same range as a mangonel. It is shorter than a springald. So a springald, when it comes out, even with roller shutter triggers, going to be having a significant range over its opponent. You can see Core's already got those roller shutter triggers coming out. Down towards the south, he's gathering up the gold on this gold mine. So normally, gold mine rather, normally you would not see Holy Roman Empires actually going for gold. They'd just be getting it all from the Holy Regnitz Cathedral. But it doesn't seem to be the case anymore. With only 2 relics in the Regnitz Cathedral, it means that only 600 gold a minute is going to be coming in for him. But keep in mind, he does have a relic inside the outpost, going to be providing an additional 100 gold a minute. But now Core looking to try and build himself a bit of a way back into this game with a 33-minute mark in this game, and I start to hear a trebuchet. Indeed, I hear a trebuchet firing down upon that dock, and damn, it's an English trebuchet. It's starting to get scary. If there's one thing you should know about English trebuchets, it's that they are pretty damn good. There are so many upgrades that they've got going for them. So if we take a look at the production coming out now, so you've got shattering projectiles, which increases the AoE from the projectiles of the English. But there's also more than that. there is actually the network of citadels, or network of castle upgrade that has come through here, which increases attack speed by 50, which is a huge amount. When you're talking about, you know, a unit that fires so slowly, like the Trebuchet does, you can see it's got a 12.5 second attack speed here. It is buffed up. Actually, it should be buffed up. Is it not buffed up? Yo, did they change it? Oh no, it's sorry, I apologize. It's when an enemy unit is nearby. So it's not going to be buffed up right now. But once there are some enemy units nearby, it'll be applying that buff. I got worried for a second there. I'm like, hold on a minute. You got your network of castles, but you ain't network of castling anywhere. Now Striker, but slowly and steadily looking to build up more trebuchets on this front, and more villagers are beginning to move forward. He's got plenty of stone in the bank, so probably going to be looking forward to try and get a keep towards this position. He's going to have a tough time though. His enemy's got a keep there, and we actually see a relic being placed in it, so this is going to be increasing the range of these units. Now villagers moving forward. He goes for an aggressive wall. I'm not sure exactly what that's all about, but Striker definitely intent on finding a bit of a way into this game by walling up, and we do see aggressive walls being moved in this position, and I start to wonder, I mean, we talked about this a bit earlier. Look at the way that the bombard moves. It gets a shot off, but now it's going to have to fire off on these second pillars of the wall. And it continues to struggle with this single stone wall. So you've got to be very methodical in the way that you actually go up against this wall because it blocks out. Like this right here is blocking out everything behind it from being attacked. Even though it's just a very shallow, 5 centimeters of wall right there. It is sufficient to block out. Maybe the devs could also make it so the bombards could fire over that initial one. I don't know. Oh my lord, Trebuchet is now really starting to come out for Striker, and that wall looks like it is going to get up, so it seems like Core is in a bit of a difficult spot. Ideally, you'd hope that he begins to add in a few more bombards. That is a lot of barracks, Core. I don't know if you need that many barracks. Core now beginning to make more men-at-arms. Core, I'm not sure if you realize this, but your enemy has got largely walls as an enemy, as a threat right now. It is walls. It is not anything that the men-at-arms does. But now we begin to see Core starting to struggle against this composition because Striker is moving through with the trebuchets, and you can see the trebuchets have got such a great range. The English trebuchets in particular, with that shattering projectiles, always going to be able to do a bit more damage, a bit more threat than other civilizations do. But up towards the north, it looks like stone walls have come through now for Striker. Down towards the south, he's also stone walled and also putting up the gate. Now, I will say this, a gate on stone walls is actually kind of a bad idea. Has he put the gate the wrong way? He has too. Is that intentional? So the whole idea by putting the gate... Oh, no, the gate is the right... No, the gate is the wrong way. Okay, so the gate here is interesting. Let's talk a little bit about this. I don't know if this was intentional or not by him, but you can essentially get enemy units up onto this gate by... Or get them up onto this wall, and then you can get behind enemy lines. And so by putting the gate that way, it makes it so that you can't get behind enemy lines with a siege tower. So we'll look to see what he does with that down towards the south, but at the same time continues to push forward. Now we see another gate going to be coming through for his opponent. And Core going to be starting to struggle with this because we can see that the English trebuchet mass is beginning to build. There's a lot of trebuchets in here, 6 trebuchets. And keep in mind, trebuchets behind stone walls can't actually be targeted by culverin, can't actually be targeted by bombards, can't be targeted by springalds because the stone walls are very effective against blocking it. It completely stops it. Now we see the culverin moving up towards the front here. Culverin going for a bit of a kiss, it seems, as it looks to actually go through the gates. Look at that. Culverin finding an opening through the gate. They're going to be looking to open up, manages to take out one of the catapults, but now catapult the trebuchets rather, but the trebuchets returning fire upon that culverin and now moving forward a whole infantry mass. Keep in mind, there's still a bit of an opening down here towards this position. It hasn't been closed up just yet, so Core, if he wanted to, could get behind this position. But the main thing is, obviously, the trebuchet is very snug in there. He's looking for an opening, but just yet to really find something. And now the villagers going to get pulled through, and indeed that wall going to be going up. It looks like one segment still not yet built. I'm not sure exactly why Striker's villagers have ignored this single segment, but trebuchet is continuing to fire off. We hear them doing so much damage, and now another wall segment going to be getting thrown down shortly at the front here. We can see all those villagers just doing such a great job of walling that up. All the longbowmen going to be going back inside and going to be absolutely safe. So at this point in time, you've got to start to wonder, where is the siege coming out from Core now? As we continue to see this building, this slowly but steadily, this push is building forward. And it's starting to look like Core's got a whole bunch of barracks that are sitting back here, but at the same time, he's only got one siege workshop. Core, you need to get more siege workshops, brother. Look at all of the... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How did you villagers get out of there? I'm not sure if that stone wall's meant to be going to the edge of the water, but it definitely seemed like it didn't. And now we see the next layer of walls beginning to move up. Very methodical coming out from Striker. And what can you even really do to counter this? Like, realistically, if you think about it from the perspective of Core, what can he do? Because he's now beginning to lose even more of his base. Slowly but steadily, Striker is continuing to take this out. My main concern is that Core doesn't have enough siege. He doesn't have enough, like, okay, Core right now, let's have a look. Oh, that's Striker. That's Striker. Core has got 125 villagers. He's got 10,000 resources in the bank, of which only 300 is wood. So you got to do a bit of reallocation there, Core. 55 men-at-arms, 2 Springlords. I can't help but feel like you've got a little bit too many men-at-arms, considering the composition of your enemy, which is largely walls and trebuchets. And now he continues to struggle in this position as the next layer of walls get put up. This is absolutely disgusting. What do you even do against this? I'm starting to really wonder, because let's say even the Core, let's say, okay, hypothetically, Core's got 5 bombards, let's say. The bombards just die to the trebuchets. The trebuchets kill the bombards. You might not realize this, but bombards still die to trebuchets. Trebuchets do 100 siege damage, and he's getting the upgrade which increases the damage that comes out. So now we're seeing rams and trebuchets doing an extra 30% damage, and all of a sudden, they're up to 130. They're going to be like 4-shotting, 5-shotting the bombards that come out from Core. And so even if Core goes for, like, let's say, okay, hypothetically, Core's got like a whole bunch of bombards that are sitting here taking down this position. Well, at the same time, Core could be, Core's just going to be losing all of those units, and now villagers moving up towards this front position. You can see they're starting to struggle, but there is just a labyrinth of walls coming through. Look at this. This is just disgusting. Look at the way that he's doing it. A complete labyrinth of walls. The Trebs just sitting behind it very happily. Do we need to nerf Trebs? Is that what we're thinking about right now? Trebuchets, look at them, the way that they sit in this labyrinth, complete labyrinth. It is disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting, and now more walls coming up, but it's going to be counter walls coming in from his opponent. At the same time, Core really going to be struggling in this position. The Core finally listening to Drongo, the caster. Bombards going to be coming up, but he's not even thinking about going towards the main front of his base. It looks like he's just going to be diverting it down towards the south. Core actually going to be going for some horsemen here as well. All right, I know what Core's up to. I know what Core is up to. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Core is going for a good old-fashioned base race, it seems, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, to me, this is very interesting because I don't actually know how to defeat this. Maybe what you could do, he's got siege engineering, right? He hasn't actually researched siege engineering. If he researched siege engineering in this situation, okay, let's say he gets like a whole bunch of siege towers, brings them up to the walls here. Now, there are gates that we can see Striker is making. He is slowly but steadily making gates in this position. If Striker made... Oh my god, he's got longbows on the freaking wall as well. Oh my god, I gotta get a picture of this. This is just beautiful. Look at that. Oh my god. Have you ever seen anything more disgusting than this right here? This is just absolute English at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening right here. This is just terrible. Core, big shout out to you, mate. For anybody who's watching this on YouTube and you want to see some Age of Empires 4 action, make sure you check out Core. I'll leave a link in the description. Emergency repair is going to be coming in on the Minework Palace, but obviously not enough against this many trebuchets. Now, you could probably... I say probably because I don't know. Oh, here we go. Oh, but never mind. Stonewall's going to be coming up. Never mind. Striker just going to be stonewalling it. Doesn't actually get it through. Striker misses the stone wall. He was going for the stone wall opportunity. And now we see that Striker is going to be suffering a potential loss here, despite moving forward with a methodical push. Now the longbow is actually breaking out. And you can see that... how many landmarks have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3... 4 landmarks that are up for our Holy Roman Empire play. By the same token, we've got a little bit of a base race happening. Core actually going into the base of his opponent. We see all the men-at-arms making their way towards the Berkshire Palace. It's the only thing that's going to be able to survive that boiling oil. At the same time, Mantan Sun are going to be going down here. Core, at the same time, losing his own base. It felt like the only option he really had. Now the longbowman going to be looking to try and take down the men-at-arms of his opponent. Going to be struggling against that. The horsemen moving forward towards the main town center. It's struggling, but they are taking it out. There's 0... How many villagers are inside here? No villagers inside at the moment. It's making its way. It's under 3,000 health. He's slowly but steadily working it down. And at the same time, there are attacks over the entire map. Core now beginning to struggle. At the same time, look at the trebuchets unfolding. They're going to be taking out this Regnitz Cathedral. One more volley it's going to take, and that thing will be gone. And at the same time, he knows where the last landmark is. He sees every single landmark, but down towards the base of his opponent, Core is struggling. He sees that Council Hall, but he's looking for the King's Palace. You can see the way that he's moving, all the villagers coming across there. I don't know whether they're going for a bait. I think they're going for a bit of a repair. We'll take a look from the perspective of Striker. He's got 9,000 wood. If I've ever seen excessive wood, it is 9,000 wood, and now going to be coming back towards the center of the map. He doesn't know that the King's Palace is down here. Core has uncovered this piece of land, but I don't think he realizes that the King's Palace is here. You can see the way that he was moving towards it. So many villagers in the middle of the map right now. Striker healing up with 52 villagers. At the same time, towards the base of Core, he's got the emergency repairs on the town center. Palace of Swabia has been knocked down. Minework Palace has been repaired, but slowly going to be making its way back up. At the same time, emergency repairs on this town center. The Regnitz Cathedral been taken out. All the relics on the ground inside it. And at the same time, the Trebuchet is continuing popping the town center. He's trying his best to hold on, but now that town center is slowly being healed up. You can see the Council Hall goes down, but still, the King's Palace is down. Right now, if we turn it over to the landmark tracker, you can see Core is on 1, landmark Striker on 2. He's managed to heal back this landmark in the middle as well. The Berkshire Palace has come back up. I don't think Striker is going to be losing this game. Core on the other side, though, he is going to be slowly but steadily healing up this town center. He is struggling. The emergency repair is no longer going to be on it, but at the same time, the Trebuchet is just continuing to unfold. The outpost in the middle of the base going to be coming down for Striker, and Striker really starting to struggle at the same time. Look at the Horseman. Look at the massive units that's coming out from his opponent now. Once again, he doesn't know where that last landmark is, the King's Palace. He's managed to heal up 3 landmarks. Striker back on 3 landmarks. Core only sitting on 1. It is just this single town center that he's got to get down. If he gets the town center down, that's going to be it. You thought that 6 Trebuchets was enough. It seems like it wasn't. He's slowly but steadily taking it down. He's got the upgrade. Insufficient wood. No, Core. Insufficient wood. The 2 words you never want to hear coming out from any man, any woman, and unfortunately, Core taps out. Good game. With the insufficient wood comes the insufficient game. I'm so sorry, Core. Good game, well played. And I gotta say, was that Trebuchet push the most disgusting thing you have ever seen? Indeed, I suspect it was. Fellas, make sure you check out Golden League. It's happening this weekend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. What a game.